Good morning, dear students. Today we will discuss some important questions related to our second chapter, which is force and laws of motion. We already discussed exercise in our live classes, but there are few observations that some students are still facing problem in these questions. That's why I am making video for that for solution uh, for these questions. Okay, I choose some important question for that, some numericals related problem they are facing, and they were asking me. That's why I am making this video for all the students who are facing problem, and who are not facing problem, it's very good. You can see also this video. Okay, and if you are not facing any problem, then you can skip beta. Okay, because today this video is related to exercise of our force and laws of motion. Okay, number one, this question is very important. Question number 11. Okay, this question, two objects each of mass 1.5 kg are moving in the same straight line but in opposite direction. The velocity of each object is 2.5 meter per second before the collision, during which they stick together. What will be the velocity of the combined object after collision? Okay, from this, as we know that about conservation of momentum, it states that the momentum of a system is always remain conserved. It means that the momentum before the impact is equal to momentum after the impact. We use this principle for these questions. Okay, in case of collision, we write total momentum before collision equal to total momentum after collision. This is the principle of conservation of momentum. Okay, now we can see here there are two objects. Okay, each mass is 1.5 kg. They are moving in a straight line but opposite direction. Suppose that one body is this one and one body is this one. This is 1.5 kg, this is also 1.5 kg. Okay, they both are moving in a straight line and but in opposite direction. Suppose this object is moving like that and this object is moving like that. Okay, now the velocity of each. Okay, now we have velocity of each which are 2.5 and 2.5 meter per second, which are given. Okay, you should understand this. Now uh, before collision, this is a condition. Okay, they are moving, so definitely at some time they will stick together, they will uh, combined like that. Okay, they will collide, and after collision they are sticking. Okay, they stick together like this, and after after combining, what should be the velocity of this object? Now this is only one object, this is a question, you have to understand this. It is asking about there are two objects whose mass is 1.5 kg each. Both are moving in same straight line, but they are moving in opposite direction with same velocity, which is 2.5 meter per second. Okay, after the collision they stick together, and what will be the velocity of the combined object after collision? Okay, this is a question. So we have to find out at first the momentum of both the objects. We have first object, okay, whose mass is and whose mass and velocity is given. So we can easily find out the momentum of first object. We know the formula for momentum is P equal to m into v, mass into velocity. So we can apply this and we can find out the momentum for first object, which is 3.75 kg meter per second. Like that, second object whose mass is also 1.5 kg and whose velocity is same 2.5 meter per second, we will find out the momentum for that object also, which is 3.75 kg meter per second. Okay, so both object have same momentum before the collision. Got it? Okay, now, but one thing we have, that one object moving in this direction and one object is moving in this direction. So total momentum of both the objects. Okay, we will add both the objects momentum. We know first momentum, we know second momentum, then we will add them like this. Okay, 3.75 plus 3.75. But you know one thing, that if we are considering, because velocity is a vector quantity, okay, if a body is moving in this direction, we are taking it as positive, then the object which is moving in opposite direction, it should be taken in negative. That's why we use one velocity as positive and another one velocity as negative. Okay, that's why the total momentum is 0 kg meter per second. This is important point. Okay, then total momentum is 0 kg meter per second. As by the principle of conservation, we know that total momentum before collision should equal to after collision. It means that after collision, its momentum also should be 0 kg meter per second. But we can get it from mathematics. That suppose that now these two objects stick together. Okay, now what is the velocity of these when they stick together? This is a question. Suppose they are moving with v velocity. Now masses of these objects would be 1.5 plus 1.5, which is 3. So what should be momentum? That should be mass into velocity, which is 3 into v. So we can do this is the total momentum after collision. But we know from the principle that total momentum equal to total momentum after collision equal to total momentum before collision, and which is 0. So 3v should be 0 and v equal to 0. We can get our answer from here. Okay, like that we have this question also, question number 13. You can see a hockey ball of mass 200 gram traveling at 10 meter per second. Okay, so we can find momentum by multiplying mass and velocity. We know that we can get momentum by the formula mass into velocity. Is struck by a hockey stick so as to return its along its original path with a velocity of 5 meter per second. So we have to find out the change of momentum occurred in the motion of the ball by the force applied by the hockey stick. So we should know one thing, that this mass is in gram. We can convert it into kilogram very easily. By converting gram into kilogram, we will divide it by 1000. Okay, so 200 gram is equal to 0.2 gram. We have velocity which is 10 meter per second in this case, so we can easily find out the initial momentum by multiplying mass into velocity. For finding out final momentum, we should have final velocity and mass also, because mass of hockey ball is same, which is 200 gram, or I can say 0.2 gram, and the final velocity, or we can say after struck by a hockey stick, okay, its velocity has become 5 meter per second. So we can say this thing, the new momentum, final momentum, that is mass, that is velocity, which by multiplying that we will get 1 kg meter per second. But as I already discussed, that one object is moving in this direction and same object is moving now in this direction. If I am taking this side as positive, so I should take this side as negative. Okay, so we can get momentum after collision which should be in negative, minus 1 kg meter per second. So change in momentum we have to find. How can we find the change in momentum? Final momentum minus initial momentum. So we will apply this formula, final momentum minus initial momentum, then we get minus 3 kg meter per second. This should be our answer. Okay, so these two questions are very important. So go through these questions. Thank you, beta.